Hello, everyone. How is everybody doing? I am very glad to see you all. Come on, quickly join in and write your names in the chat box. Come on, everybody. I am so happy and excited to see each one of you. Let's give it some time and let me wait for everybody to join in. Come on. Type your names in the chat box and don't forget to ask your friends to join us at the earliest, okay? So that we could gain more and more information. Come on, everybody. Hello, it is so good to see you. Quickly type your names and also don't forget to mention your school. Okay? Don't forget to mention your school's name as well. I'm waiting for everybody right now. Let's give 10 more seconds and then let's get started. All right. Students, what do you remember from our previous session? Anybody who would answer this question right in the chat box, what do you remember from the previous session? What did we do? Yes, absolutely correct. We learned what is transportation. We also got to know what are the modes of transportation. Yes, what are two-wheeler vehicles? Absolutely, three-wheeler vehicles and four-wheeler vehicles. Very good. I'm so happy that you all remember. Just based on that, let's do a quick recap. Okay, it's a very simple recap. You don't have to think a lot about it. Here's the first question for you. Dash has four wheels. Your options are tricycle, truck, aeroplane. Think about it. This question is for everybody, okay? Don't forget to tell your friends as well to join. We have already started. Tell me, Dash has four wheels. Think about it. Absolutely correct. Truck has four wheels. So when you're writing answers in the chat box, make sure that you're writing the complete sentence. Okay. Here is the next one. An auto rickshaw has dash wheels. Two, three, or four. Think about it. An auto rickshaw has how many wheels? Do they have two wheels, three wheels, or four wheels? Think about it. Correct. An auto rickshaw has three wheels. Correct. Absolutely correct. Here's the next one. A train travels on dash. Railway tracks, roads, or sky. Where does a train travel? Think about it. And try to recall the modes of transportations also. Okay. Think about it. Absolutely correct. A train travels on railway track. Very good. Now, students, identify this vehicle. What is it? Is it a van? Is it a car or a train? Think about it. See, it was so easy for you to identify that. It is a van. Very well. Now, identify this vehicle, a car, bus, or truck. What do you think it is? Correct. So easy, right? It is a truck. Very well, students. Now identify this vehicle. Is it a train, a tricycle, or an aeroplane? Wow, I am so happy to see the responses. Tricycle is the correct answer. You all have an excellent memory. Keep it up, everyone. Now it is time for us to begin with the second episode of How We Travel. So, in today's episode, we will learn about different modes of transportation. By different modes, I mean the different ways that we can travel from one place to another. Okay, for example, we have auto rickshaws and motorcycle for short distances, while for long distances, we have aeroplanes and trains. I want everybody to look at the screen carefully and then we'll move on. But students, tell me, have you ever wondered why we need different modes of transportation exactly? Can you guess? Can you quickly type in the chat box? Think about it. You need to travel from Mumbai to Chandigarh as quickly as possible. All right. Which mode of transportation would you choose? That's correct. Think carefully and then type. Correct. That's correct. It is you'll travel by an aeroplane. Why will you travel by an aeroplane exactly and why not a car or a train? Exactly, it's correct because aeroplane is faster than other vehicles. Yes or no? Perfectly. Now let's take another situation. You're moving a large shipment of goods, which means things, from China to the United States. Which mode of transportation is the most suitable in this case? Come on, think about it. I'll give you options. Is it aeroplane, ship, or train? Perfectly answered. Very good. Without options, also, you've really answered. Yes, the correct answer is ship. Why? Because here we have to transport large goods. So, only ship is the correct answer. So, students, we have different modes of transportation that allows us to choose the best option for our needs, whether it is based on cost, whether it is based on accessibility or speed or environmental impact. Okay, very well, students. Are you with me? Send a thumbs up in the chat box. Among the different modes of transportation, there are three main categories that we are going to speak. Okay, and those categories are right on your screen. First is the land transports, water transports, and air transports. Okay, let's look into each one in brief, just small explanation. The first one is the land transportation. What do you mean by land transportation exactly? Yes, it refers to the movement of people and goods on the ground. Whatever is happening on the ground. It is the most common form of the transportation and it includes a wide variety of vehicles. It is further divided into two types. The first is the roadways, which means vehicles that run on the roads, and railways. Okay, now tell me which vehicle runs on the road and which one runs on the railway? Yes, bus and train. Very well, students. Very well done. I am so proud of you. Now you can also answer like metros and monorails. I can see students answering that, and I'm very proud of you. Okay. Here's the next one, that is water transport. Now, the word itself suggests, what does it mean? Tell me. Yes, water transportation means moving people and goods across water bodies. Can you name some water bodies like rivers? I'll give you one example, rivers. So could you type your answers? Correct, absolutely correct. We have we have lake, we have seas, we have oceans. Correct? Very well, students. Now tell me, which vehicle do you think sails on water? Think about it and type your answers in the chat box. Exactly. We have boat, we have ships, we have ferries, and submarine. Okay. There is a little explanation and example on your screen. You could always type those in the chat box. Okay. And if you have anything else other than this to share, you're welcome to share your own thoughts. And the final one is air transport. What is the meaning of air transport? I am sure you can guess what this is. Yes, absolutely correct. Air transportation involves traveling through the sky using flying machines. It is the quickest and the fastest mode of transportation, and it is very important for covering long distances quickly. Could you name air transportation in the chat box? Few example. Correct. We have helicopter and aeroplane. Very well, students. Very well. Very well. I am so happy for you. Now let's get to the first activity. All right. First activity of this chapter. I'm going to share you, I'm going to share a few pictures and the categories that we just learned. You have to tell me which picture matches which category. For example, what is the first picture? A bicycle. So, bicycle falls under which category? Air, water, land. Think about it. Correct. It falls under land. Now, same tell me for aeroplane. What does it fall under? Correct. It falls under air. And the boat, it falls under water? Absolutely correct. It falls under water. Now the other images, and they are there with the same category. You have to tell me which category matches the image. Here is your next set of image. Quickly type your answers in the chat box and then I'll show you. Come on, everybody. Very well. The first image is submarine, falls under water transportation. Very well. Then we have motorbike, that falls under land transportation. That's absolutely correct. And then we have helicopter, that falls under air transportation. Well done, students. Now give answers for this set. A rocket. A rocket falls under which category, you think? Isn't it easy? Of course, air transportation. And then a car, land, very well. and a ship. Think about it. Correct. Water. Well done, students. I am so proud of you. Now tell me, have you ever been on a trip with your family? Everybody likes to go out, everybody likes to have fun traveling. Yes or no? Yes. Don't you think that we need some special safety skills to make our adventures not only fun but also safe? Yes? All right, then I'm going to share a few tips with you in every situation and what you are supposed to follow. Here is the first one. Whenever you are walking, which means while walking, you will use the crosswalks. Okay? Why? Because always cross the street at crosswalks or traffic signal. You have to be very mindful. The next is look both ways while walking. When you're walking, look both ways. Look left and right before crossing the street. And the next is stay on sidewalks, which means there are sidewalks for you to walk. So only use those. And if at all there is no sidewalk, make sure that you are walking facing the traffic. Okay. Now, what rules will you follow when you're riding a bike? As of now, you're not allowed to ride a bike, but if at all anybody is, what are the rules? Correct. You're supposed to wear a helmet. Always wear a properly fitted helmet, even if you're sitting at the back. Then follow the traffic rules, obey traffic signs and signals, and then ride in the same direction as the traffic. Next is be seen and heard, which means you have to be aware of the road conditions. Is that clear? Is it easy for you to understand? Perfect. You must follow all these rules, all right? The next one is let's see, while traveling in a car, what you have to do? Buckle up, which means you have to always wear your seat belt and then sit at the back. It is preferred and it is better for children to sit at the back. It is always safe, okay? And then stay calm. Sit quietly and do not distract the driver. It is very important. Avoid any kind of distractions. Now let's talk about public transport. Okay, most of us use public transport on an everyday basis. Now here what you have to do, you have to stay seated, hold down tightly to a handrail if standing. If you're standing, just hold on to something and stay stiff. Keep your belongings close, which means you have to keep it with yourself. Hold on to it, whether it is your backpack or a bag. Okay, you could lose it, so be very mindful. And listen for stops. What does this mean, students? Can you type in the chat box? Correct, which means you have to pay attention to announcements that happens for your particular stop. And then stay with an adult. Always stay with an adult. Always stay close to an adult you trust. You could get lost, especially in crowded places. So don't go far away from your family members, okay? Very well, students. And now it is time for the next activity. Are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? But before that, can you promise me that you are surely going to use and follow these safety rules that we just learned? Yes or no? Perfect. Yes, you are so good. So, besides these, there are some general safety rules, and we are just going to look at them, okay? But in the later part. Students, this activity is called guess the wrong option, which means there is a set of options on your screen and the image. You have to read the options and you have to tell me which is the wrong option amongst these. Is that clear? For example, the children are playing on the road. A man is riding a motorcycle. There are three street lights on the road. Which is the wrong scenario here? Come on, keep on typing. Absolutely correct. That the children are playing on the road is the wrong thing happening in this image. Here is the next one. The children are riding bicycles. There are four children and the children are not wearing helmets. Think about it. I can see quick responses. Absolutely correct, which means you all have learned very nicely that the children are not wearing helmet is the wrong thing that is happening. The man is driving a car. The man is not wearing a seat belt and the car is in color blue. Tell me, what is wrong in this image? Absolutely correct that the man is not wearing a seat belt. Very well, students. And now it is time for the last activity. What is this activity called? Identify the signs. Okay, these are the most important signs that you have to follow. Whether you know it or no, you have to follow these rules. Which is the first sign, students? Yes, it is no parking. Which is the second sign? Stop. Very well, very well. And which is the next sign? Think about it. No U-turn. Absolutely correct. Now that you are aware of these signs, don't forget to follow them. Now it is time for our Google form, everyone. Click on the link that I'm sharing in the chat box. Type your name, select your correct standard, division, your school's name, read the questions carefully, and then answer. Okay? Don't forget to submit your forms once you do that. Very well, students. Keep on typing. Keep on filling your forms and submitting your forms. I can already see responses. Meanwhile, you fill the forms. Students, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. I will see you in the next session with a brand new topic. Till then, stay tuned. Bye.